And welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at INJ, Injective Protocol, and analyse the current wave structure of what we're seeing in the market, get some upside and downside targets using the Fibonacci key levels as usual, and discuss the relative strength of what we're seeing in INJ versus Bitcoin and the rest of the market, and what this recent pump and where we've got it from could mean for Injective Protocol. So guys, if you haven't already, smash this video a like, it really helps. I appreciate the support, and of course subscribe. Let's get into it. So as we begin to take a look at the wave structure for Injective Protocol, the first thing I want to point out here is the first major impulse that we had back in October 2020 when we began the impulse. You can see as we started to move to the upside was building them stair steps before getting that parabolic move where you get them 100% in a couple of days. And one thing I want to point out here is as we got that first major impulse to the upside, very clear there, 5-wave move. I don't think there's any arguing with that. You can see where we've pulled back down to on INJ. We've pulled back down to that big bullish breaker candle here on the second wave, which, guys, if you watch my channel, you know we're always looking for them big bullish candle breakers on the second wave of the first wave to the upside to come down and be filled in. It sounds a bit complicated, that, but as we now take a look at this wave that's developing here, you can see it's very different to these pumps that we got to the upside in 2021 and 2022. These are fast, not really sustainable pumps to the upside, but you can see now as we've begun this what seems to be an impulse to the upside here for INJ, we're now building stair steps, and as we start to get a bit parabolic here, I don't think we're done here for INJ. I think we're probably just in a situation like we was back here, but on a bit of a lower scale here for a first wave to the upside. So what I can see here for INJ is something of the sort where we're coming up to possibly the top of a third wave, looking to go on to a fifth, where we're probably in the fourth wave of the third wave here, probably range out a little bit here, trap a couple of late longs or shorts, and then go for that spike to the high, get the big correction for the fourth wave, then look for the major fifth wave. And if you pull the Fibonacci's from high to low here for INJ, you can see how that would coincide with a nice 618 retracement, and then look for your first major correction to the downside, something of the sort where you've got an ABC correction coming back down to that fourth wave of the first wave to the upside, or even on a higher time frame, potentially coming back down to that second wave. So I suppose that begs the question, do I think it's a good time to get into INJ? And I think from my own personal point of view, I would have to say no, because we've seen such a long-term accumulation down here with a big spike to the high. That is a major move on the lower time frame. Let's have a look at that. We're talking 600, 700% there. If we are buying after 600 and 700% moves, we're going to get wrecked in this cryptocurrency market, and any market in general. We want to be looking for the fill of the second wave to the upside here, looking for that accumulation like we've got going on with some other altcoins in the market. So yeah, for INJ, I definitely don't think we're done to the upside here. Do think we've got more on the upside, but the risk to reward right now when looking at the market and thinking, you know, what have we got much more potential to the upside here? Maybe 50, 60, maybe them 100% moves in the fifth wave. Is it really great risk to reward as it was down here? And it's definitely not. So what I'm going to be looking for on INJ, like I mentioned earlier, is let's look for them big major corrections to the downside, then coming back to these clusters of consolidation. That would be the zone I think to enter, because although you can benefit from these moves to the upside, playing them lower time frame games and risking your portfolio is not the way I like to do things. But everyone has their own ways of doing things, so just taking a look again at that Fibonacci level from high to low, coming back to that 50%, 618, 702, they're going to be your key levels that you're looking for, $16, $13, and then really looking for them higher time frame corrections. And that's when we can start looking at them higher time frames, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you've got Fibonacci's to the upside here that lead you to much higher levels. You're talking 80, 100, $63 there, but you know, we're going to need a little bit more accumulation. We're going to need more waves to develop and stair step our way up, so we'll remove that off there. You can see, like we got here with that first major impulse, we've needed a lot of correction here before then getting this move to the upside. So we've seen this so many times in the market where we get something like this and then start to accumulate again and then go for them big third waves, and these are the zones you want to be entering, like here for INJ. But that doesn't mean we can't play around with the Fibonacci and get some estimates of targets to the upside if INJ is going to continue to be absolutely bullish and show strength against the rest of the market, all I'm going to do is just pull the Fibonacci from the big pump right here that we got from the before capitulation to the downside. It's a technique I saw BC Backer use many times with altcoins in the past, and they've gone on to do full retracements from there to the 4.236, and you can see that comes up to about $100. You've got the 3.618, $98. So from them zones that we're talking about here, that would be a nice, you know, you're talking thousands of percent, 10x there for INJ, but everyone now on YouTube is calling for 100x, 1000x. I think those gains are pretty unsustainable. We need to be happy with them 600%, 1000% moves and then taking profit on the way up. So yeah, for INJ, myself, the game plan for me, I think, is watch these first 5 waves develop. No matter how high we go, I'm not going to FOMO up at the top here, even though I do think we've got higher to go. Look for a key structural support to come back into play after a 3-wave move, whether we get an ABC, a WXY. We don't 100% know what we're going to get for INJ there, but like we got here, you can see it takes a while. It takes people out of the market. People call it a dead project. Never going to go up again. Then as we start to spike, you'll see a lot of YouTube videos start saying, you know, now's the time to enter INJ, like we've seen with the meme coins recently. Now's the time, bro. You're not too late. And then you will go ahead and get the crash, as you always do. The crash always comes. We need to be prepared for that. So looking for those key structural support levels. Big bullish candle breaker here at the $3, $3.50 region. I'd be looking for INJ, and from current levels, that's a 50% drop. So taking into account that 50% drop risk, the risk to reward to the upside for that hit to the high for the 5th wave for me is just not there. And if we take a look at INJ versus Bitcoin, really showing the relative strength at the minute from INJ versus Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptocurrency market, INJ has really been outperforming over the past couple of weeks and months. So it's nice to see. It's nice to see that a coin can do this, and it shows that when you are in a coin and you're accumulating down at the lows, like what we're seeing for possibly like Solana right now or Chainlink, don't get bored. Accumulate like the big players are. Have your invalidations below that second wave to the upside from your first major impulse. Great risk to reward. You've got your invalidations, and you're potentially looking at big moves like what we're seeing here for INJ. So I think this video right now is really just to show, if you are in a coin, if you're getting bored and you see an INJ take off or PP take off or Pepe, however you say it, you don't want to be jumping out of those investments that you're making at the lows, ready for the move up, and rushing into the ones that have already moved to the upside, because what will have happen is your investment that you'll get into, perhaps it'll spike to the upside, you'll feel a little bit like a genius on the top of that 5 waves. But then as you start to get that major correction and the other coins start to get their runs in the market, as the BTC dominance drops a little bit, as we get to some key structural levels in the BTC dominance chart, you're going to see other coins have these major moves to the upside, and you're going to think, wow, why did I leave that coin down here for a coin up here? And you'll end up just going around and around in a cycle, missing out on the waves, and end up in a bit of panic and FOMO, and that's never a situation you want to be in. So guys, I hope you liked this analysis on INJ. I don't know too much again, like the on the fundamentals of INJ, but I know it's what seems to be a nice protocol that a lot of people are talking about, and narratives really are the only thing that I follow on coins. So because if a coin has a narrative, we know it can pump, like we've seen with the meme coins recently. We've seen it with Doge, Elon, Pepe, the stupid frog coin that goes to the upside. Any narratives that you can be ahead of, that is when you can be anticipating moves to the upside. So if a coin has a good protocol and people are going to be talking about it over the next couple of months, and it's an accumulation range at some key structural support levels, like we're seeing here for INJ and other altcoins, lagging behind, they're the ones that I think you want to be focusing on. So guys, if you liked the video, give it a like. If you didn't, no problem. Comment down below any other coins that you want me to analyze, and of course, subscribe. Of course, it's not financial advice. See you next time.